Hey guys, this is Psychotronic. My name is actually Mike, for those of you who don't know, and I'm going to step you guys through my current pedal board. Let's see, the pedal board is made by New York City Pedal Boards, which is actually in New Paltz, New York, and not New York City, but believe it or not, the kid that makes it, his dad owned Max's Kansas City. So, it's probably one of their biggest standard boards. Not much to say about it really. I like the second tier because it keeps it allows me to put the Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2 under the second tier, which is right under there if you can see the red light. And this whole thing is powered by one single Pedal Power 2 Plus. So that's very handy. I highly recommend it. As you can see, I have it set up in two different rows. The bottom row, starting with the DoD, going all the way across to the two Boss delays. That is in the effects loop of my Bogner Shiva. The top row is starting with the Boss tuner. That goes into the front end. I've played around a lot with the pedal order and putting certain things in the loop. Not everything works well in the loop. We all know that. The chorus works great in the loop. Phaser does not work well in the loop. Flanger doesn't work as well in the loop for some reason. So we'll start with the effects loop part. And right now I'm dry on the dirty channel on the Bogner. And basically what I use the DoD pedal for is just a loud button, just a solo boost. Really just for gigs where you have to boost your own solo, which for me is more than half the time. Coming up after that is the BYOC Tremolo, which is the original version. Go with a clean channel. Which is real nice. It's got a good sweep, usable. This is, again, it's the old version. I know they've updated it since then, but it works great for me. Next is the BYOC Chorus, which is a Boss CE2 clone. And the switch in here is the Vibe mod, which I did, which is almost completely useless, frankly, but you be the judge. So this is the normal version. You know, it's basic chorus, real clean, great sounding analog chorus. So I'll let you guys hear the Vibe mod, and you let me know what you think. It's really just kind of a seasick sound, so I don't really use that. I just keep it on chorus. Real nice. The first delay is the Boss DD3, and I just keep that as kind of a slapback. So that's it, and I pretty much keep that there. The next one is the Boss DD5, which is the one I use for different tempo delays. And I built a little momentary switch as a tap tempo, so so that's it. Top row is the Boss Tuner, which I think works great, and it's quiet. So next one is the BYOC envelope filter. It's the old version as well. really good sweep to it. Very handy because, as you can see, I don't really have any room on my board for a wah pedal, so it's a good replacement for that. Next is the BYOC Armstrong Twin, which is the Armstrong compressor and ring modulator in one pedal. I don't care for the compressor all that much. It's not a great compressor, but it works well when you combine that with the ring modulator, which is pretty much how I keep it. So it's nice, and I actually tend to use that on the neck pickup more than the bridge pickup because it gets a little ice picky. But it works. Next is the BYOC clone of the DoD 250 Overdrive, which I had as a kid. That was actually my first distortion pedal, and I wish I still had it. But it sounds pretty much exactly like I remember, which is pretty neat. So combine that with the delay pedal, and it's a good sort of decent. You know, it's got some good range to it, and you can actually just use it as a straight boost if you keep the drive down on it, which is nice as well. So it's got some, and even with the level cranked, it's still pretty quiet, which is nice. But basically, I tend to kind of use it as sort of a mid gain sort of a thing, sort of a lower gain when I don't want to go totally clean, but not super full-on distorto. Works great. I like it. Nice and quiet too. Next is the BYOC Phaser, the original version, the single knob Phase 45 clone. It's the first one I ever did, which is, you can see how beat up it is. I tend to keep it at about 11 o'clock, sort of the Van Halen slower sweep, but you know, it works great if you do it faster. As you can see, I pretty much always have a delay pedal on it. If not one, it's the other. Last is the Electro-Harmonic Stereo Electric Mistress, which is obviously the newer version, but it's pretty good. It's not as great as the old late 70s, early 80s one, but it'll do. And it's sort of like instant Andy Summers, really, if you get it going with the delay. Decent sweep. You know, I tend to keep the flanger pretty low because it can get kind of nuts if you turn it way up. If you turn it up. At least for me, you know, I kind of tend to like the flanger on the low side, and I like the chorus louder on this. But works great. So, that's my pedal board.